The Confession Tapes, 2017. This 7-part series focuses on 6 separate cases, where the prosecution were accused of crimes based on taped confessions. The documentary follows the footage of the suspects with archival footage, interviews with the suspects and their families, as well as the detectives who worked on the case. But was it the manipulation of the police that led to such confessions? The Keepers, 2017. Following the murder of Sister Kathy Sesnick, a 26-year-old nun from Baltimore, her case remained unsolved since her death in the 60s. The Keepers suggest otherwise, however, perhaps the Catholic Church had some involvement. West of Memphis, 2007. This documentary follows the suspicion that 3 boys might have murdered 3 8-year-old boys in 1993, and were consequently convicted, jailed and even sent to death row. But were the real murderers caught, or are they still running free? Tabloid, 2011. This one is on the more obscure side. The story follows Joyce McKinney, a beauty queen accused of kidnapping a Mormon missionary in 1977, all in the name of love. The totally out there story really leaves you wondering what in the world was going on with the subject at hand. Aileen, Life and Death of a Serial Killer, 2003. Following one of the most infamous female serial killers, Aileen had murdered 7 men and was consequently executed for her crimes in 2002. The documentary even features an interview with the convict herself just a day before her execution. Talhotblond, 2009. For a bit of shock factor, Talhotblond gives you just that. After a girl meets a gay in a chat room, a love triangle from hell starts and pretty much everything goes wrong. Shock, but not quite in the way you might think. Keeping you on your toes, expect the unexpected from this one. Interview with a Serial Killer. This interview happened to give an insight into a psychopath's mind. The unnerving and shocking truths are revealed by a killer himself, Arthur Shawkrabos, who gives gruesome and unsettling details into his crimes. Josef Fritzl, Story of a Monster, 2010. Josef Fritzl made headlines when it was discovered that he had kept his own daughter captive in a basement for 24 years. Through interviews with doctors, victims and other Fritzl family members, there is some attempt in comprehending this horrific crime. Captive, 2016. This 8-episode documentary compiles some of the most complex hostage situations in history. With 8 victims from 8 different countries, they each share their traumatizing experiences with a look back at archival footage as well. The Thin Blue Line, 1988. The documented story of Randall Dale Adams, the man sentenced to death for a murder he did not commit, has become considered one of the greatest documentaries of all time. In fact, this is one documentary that actually helped the suspect, and Adams was exonerated and released from prison after its release.